Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our September 23rd, 2025 Code Enforcement Board hearing. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. Those of you in line, you could just raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You all may be seated. Board.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our September Code Enforcement Board meeting. Just wanted to let you know that we're all volunteers here, and if you ever want to be involved with the community, you can go see your congressperson and councilman, and you can be part of the board too. My name is Terry Nolan, and I will let my board introduce themselves, starting here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Carlos Lang.
Good morning, Donald Kearney.
Good morning, Alexander Schneider.
Good morning, Justin Beecham.
August Pujol, member, professional engineer.
Kimberly Smith, panel attorney.
Board, everyone introduce themselves?
Yes.
Okay. Our first case is on page 13. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 1333 Northeast 1st Ave. Case number BE 2407-0060. Owner Jonathan Edward Brates. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25. Posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 1/28/25 to comply by 3/25/25. One section at $50 per day. Order recorded, not comply. There are 3 extensions noted.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf, updating case on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Good morning. My name is Jonathan Brates. I'm the homeowner at the mentioned property. So since the last time I was here, I've hired a civil engineer to produce the drawings for me. I've also had an elevation survey of the property done that was required. The current outstanding item for this driveway is stormwater runoff retention, so he's speccing out a exfiltration trench. He's expected to have me drawings by the end of the week, and then after that I'm going to resubmit those plans to the city. Right now I'm just asking for an extension of, I think it's 51 days or 62 days, and I
51.
expect to have that done in that time frame. So,
City won't oppose for the extension, 51-day extension.
I move for a 51-day extension.
Oh, and to clarify, the drawings will be done, or the whole project will be done and
I
completed?
plan to have the whole project completed.
All right. I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? See you in November.
No, we'll never see you again, I hope.
Oh, right.
Hopefully not.
Good day.
Our next case is on page 2. Inspector Andrew Gebbia. Property address 4040 Gulf Ocean Drive, 604. Case number BE 25020284. Owner Sandra H. Dalton. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Notice posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25. This is a new business case.
Your name?
One moment. The inspector goes first.
Oh, I apologize. I'm
Okay.
new at this. Sorry.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work legally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to a bathroom renovation with a washer and dryer installation. This case was opened up on 2/28/2025. The inspection report was mailed on 3/17/2025. Code Board hearing was scheduled on 5/14/2025. On 3/17/2025, I met the owner of the unit, 604 Sandra, and her contractor. She had her bathroom renovated and a washer and dryer installed alongside of the bathroom. There is an application in BLD-GEN 2507-0366, which is currently not approved. The permit must include a flooring, underlayment, sound barrier, SRRA certification, and sub-permits for electrical and plumbing are also required. The city is requesting the Code Board to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter. I will let you speak.
Okay, thank you. The work was
Your
done.
name, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra Dalton. I bought the unit in 2020 during the COVID crisis. It's actually inside of the Ocean Manor Hotel, so it's actually, it has a valid vacation license, which is pending renewal because of the open permits. So it's an Airbnb rental unit. The work was done 5 years ago, and my ex-fiance at the time spearheaded the project and tried to dissuade me from getting permits, much to my dismay at the time. And subsequently, upon exiting that relationship, he tried to extort money out of me, and then when I would not comply, he turned me into the city for the violation. So I'm doing my best to work through the process of remedying the situation. We're actually going to be closing up the washer dryer connections and removing the equipment from the unit. It's basically been locked up in a closet that no one has used, really, except for maybe 3 times since the unit has been owned, because I don't want the people that rent it through Airbnb to have access to it and cause a problem. Not able to rent it because I'm waiting for the work to get done and I don't want to have to cancel my bookings. So we really hope to wrap up no later than by the end of October, when I do have, the fall season coming and some winter bookings.
Okay, so when the equipment is removed out of that closet,
Yes.
Call me, let me know. I could do a re-inspection.
Great.
Come photograph it. I could comply that section of this case, and then we could proceed on with the bathroom renovation with the flooring in it, which you already have a permit in for.
Yes,
So, yeah.
everything else is already in progress. I mean, I'm in a tight spot because this is not my world. So I'm kind of at the mercy of the contractor, who's at the mercy of the expediter, and I don't want to, ruffle too many feathers, and I'm trying to do my best to kind of just, get to the end of the process.
Have you guys been in communication throughout this process?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's also spoken with the contractor directly, and I think even the expediter, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure.
I think this, I think we could facilitate this in 126 days.
Okay. I'm hoping by the end of October, actually, if at all possible.
Okay.
I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come in compliance by January 27th, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We'll see you after Christmas.
Okay, and then I apologize, but what are the next steps? Do I need to get paperwork before I leave, or am I just contacted?
It'll be mailed to you.
Thank you.
The fine.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Who first and second that, please?
I second.
Okay, thank you.
Do me a favor, guys. Say your names over here. Second.
Our next case is on page 4. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 2160 Northeast 56 Court, 205. Case number BE 25030170. Owner Ann Monaco, Elda Monaco. Notice posted at the property on 8/21/25. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9. Is there a respondent here? Oh, go ahead. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Good morning. Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit for partial kitchen and bathroom demolition and new flooring installed. The case was opened on March 18, 2025. Inspection report was mailed on March 28, 2025, and notice of hearing was mailed on May 14, 2025. The case is not compliant, and there are no permit in process. I met the property owner, Ms. Ann Monaco, in the unit, and we are asking the board to find the violation exists to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning. I'm Canadian.
Tell us your name.
Anne Monaco. Okay, I came from Canada for this meeting, by the way. I own this condo. It's a couple of years now, maybe 4. It had a severe termite problem. I was under a lot of pressure from the condo association to act because of the other units that are in the building, and the association decided they didn't want a tent, so every owner had to take care of the problem. Because of COVID, and I was hardly here from Canada because of family health issues and so on, so the apartment was a little bit neglected for a couple of years. So as a result, the problem really, there was sawdust everywhere, the legs of the kitchen table, the furniture collapsed. So I was under a lot of stress from the board to immediately come take care of the situation. So I had to take down anything that was of wood. I had to make sure that all the furniture was out, was contaminated, and that it was disposed of appropriately, which is what I did. Nobody at the time mentioned getting a permit to do any of this, and when I did it, I felt I was very lucky to find someone willing to do it because I couldn't. Okay, so we did the removal of kitchen cabinets, interior doors, bath, anything that was wood, shelving, all that was gone, okay? I have an empty place. So we started with the front and the back doors. There's a permit here for that. I followed procedure. I was never not willing to follow the legalities. So we did the front, back door, storm doors. That was all done and approved. So then I proceeded to, at the same time of demolition, they removed the flooring. It was a tile floor, and first thing I did is replace the tile floor with a tile floor. I was told I didn't need a permit for that because I wasn't making changes to the structure. So the installer told me I didn't need the permit. The condo people all knew. They said I didn't need a permit. I looked up online. It says here I don't need a permit. It's considered cosmetic. So I went ahead, replaced the tile with a tile. The condo association mentioned, make sure you're on the second floor. This is a 600 square foot unit, 1 bedroom. Make sure you have soundproofing. Fine, we have soundproofing, the best there is. So this is what I did. So I was here last winter for the first time, actually during the winter, and Mr. Saragusti came to the door because he said somebody reported that there was construction going on. I graciously let him in. There was absolutely no construction. Everything was clean. What might have made people think there was construction was that with the tiling that I had used for the flooring, there was leftover tiling, and I had the baseboard done because I continue to constantly have a termite company come and check and treat in the last, since this problem occurred, since I would say 2019. So I'm constantly on top of it, and so because it was tile, they told me that the tile as a baseboard was a good idea because that was like a point of entry that was like, okay, this is like, if you put wood there, that's going to last 2 years and you're going to have a problem again. So I tried to explain myself to Mr. Saragusti. We did not have a good, we did not seem to understand each other. I said the floor is non-new, meaning it was a tile and I replaced it with a tile. That's what I meant, it's not new. I didn't make any change. As of yet, you can see from these pictures, I don't have any cabinets, I don't have a vanity, so I'm in the process of actually rebuilding the I'll be here in probably, let's say, January to March. I need a little bit of time because on the day Mr. Saragusti was there, I would have appreciated it had he mentioned, this is what you should do now. You should, because this letter tells me, okay, you need to contact an engineer, a contractor, do this, do that. I don't have connections, being I'm not here all the time. I need a little bit of time to check out people, make sure I'm following procedure. I did from Canada call here, and I spoke to some very helpful people who tried to put me up to speed on, how things work over here and what I should do. But this is now after the fact. So I'm here to tell you that I did get on a plane to come for this meeting and to show goodwill, but you need to give me time to whatever it is I have to do it and prove that it's done.
So I have a question. So when did you meet with Mr. Saragusti?
He came at the end of March, and I was leaving April 5th. He came to the door, rang the bell. I didn't know who he was. He said, I got a complaint that there's construction here. And I said, no, come in. There's no construction. At that point, there was no construction because these strips of tile had been placed and everything was finished. So that's the only thing I can think of that was noisy.
Inspector, when was the notice of violation issued?
It was open on March 18.
So here's the thing, and yes, first of all, thank you for coming down here. I think you received the notice of violation back in March. We're about 7 months into it, and you're asking for a time. We're going to give you time. That's okay. Fine. But I just want to make sure that the proper steps are going to be taken, so the next time that if you do come here, everything is resolved.
Yes. But my question is this. If I have a tile and I place the tile, who do I call? A contractor? I called the contractor that installed. Once I got the notice, I called the installer. He said, go and tell them you do not need a permit for the work I did.
So my recommendation is any questions about any installation or any work, contact the inspector. He will tell you what you do need and you don't need. Contractors, unfortunately, not always truthful. So I would say he knows what you need a permit for. So if he says you need it, then you have to get one. So we can resolve this as soon as possible. So you don't have to come back here for another issue.
Okay. So how much time do I have to resolve it?
Oh, I got a couple. Inspector, can we confirm that she pulled permits on those exterior doors?
No, the doors is not part of the violation.
No, I just want to... But she pulled permits on it,
because
correct?
Yes, she has the permit for that.
So,
yeah,
it sounds like you're
not for the flooring.
It sounds like you're doing things the right way. So
right.
I mean, so when you get back in town, you're a snowbird, right?
Yes.
So when do you come back in Fort Lauderdale?
January?
I've got no problem giving her 182 days.
Well, when do you think you'll be leaving again?
I'm due back the 4th of October. This trip right here?
No. I meant. So the next meetings we have a February 24th meeting and we have a March 24th meeting of 2026. So I want to make sure you're still in town and you don't need to fly in and out for that.
Oh yes, okay. So let's say March 20, the March meeting.
182 days. To me, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All right. I'll make the motion. I move that we find the violations. I move that we find for the city and the violations exist as alleged. We order the property owners to come into compliance by March 24th, 2026, or a fine in the amount of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded.
Carlos Lang, I'll second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
And stay in touch with the inspector and keep him updated on the progress, and he'll let you know what to do.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy Canada.
Our next case is on page 8. Inspector Severian Ionescu, property address 2096, Southwest 27th Terrace, case number BE 2504-0135, owner Alexander Grigorovich. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25. Notice posted at Waynesboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. It's a new business case. I was getting it.
You did good. Good morning. Severian Ionescu, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to shade structures, multiple shades, and overhead shade patio structure. This case was opened on April 15, 2025. Inspection report was mailed on May 23, 2025. Code board hearing was scheduled on June 20, 2025. No permits were applied for. As my understanding, he just submitted pretty much everything that's needed a couple of days back. So the city is requesting the code board to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 therefore. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning. Alexander Grigorovich, 2096 Southwest 27 Terrace, Fort Lauderdale. So I have a business, and this is how it started. My business got bigger. I had permits to park all my stuff at my property, and I made, I got a permanent fence because my property is a pretty big, wide cul-de-sac. Overall, the neighborhood didn't like it. I got too busy. I got 14 days to move that. So I moved my whole company down the street in a lot. There's no more action there. The neighborhood wasn't still happy with that. They kind of wanted to get me for not complying, which I complied with everything through you guys' city. So then they called the city saying that I had someone living in my garage, which you saw the shed. And then that's when he came out, and then he saw the overhang. So I do have an engineer. I updated the survey. I have a GC. Everything got submitted yesterday, and everything will be done by December.
What kind of work do you do? Business?
Landscaping.
Okay, so it's all landscaping equipment?
Yes.
Is it light equipment, heavy equipment?
Light equipment. And I don't store anything at the property anymore.
Yeah, I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owner to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll see you in.
All right, thank you.
Our next case is on page 1. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 1700 Northeast 12th Street. Owner Rivas Management Group LLC. Case number BE 2502-0097. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Notice posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Good morning. Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit for kitchen and bathroom renovations. As of last week, record shows that permit applications have been submitted. This case was opened on February 10, 2025. Inspection report mailed to the property owner February 18, 2025. We're asking that the board to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 51 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. A respondent is here to speak.
Hi, good morning. I'm Rafael Rivas, the owner. Plans have been submitted. We had a few revisions. We're just waiting for them to be approved so we can call for inspection.
Inspector, how did this come on the city's radar?
I don't have that information here. For the most part, they are complaints.
What was the recommendation?
51 days.
51 days.
51.
$50 per day.
Do you think that's enough time to get it done?
I would just say, I mean, as long as they're approved quickly, I can get it done, but I would say 3 months just in case. Sometimes we don't get response of them being approved so quickly. I mean, that part's out of my hands.
Inspector, what do you think we should give them a little more time? Or do you think there are going to be issues?
The plans are being reviewed right now. There's a good chance, actually right now the status is awaiting plans reply. So the comments have been posted, and so your contractor needs to address those comments. The sooner he submits those, address those comments, the quicker we will be able to continue the review process, and hopefully there's no more deficiencies in the permit record.
Yeah, so, I'm going to propose 51 days, and if you have to come back in, just tell us again, and we'll... Okay.
Yep.
Just keep in touch with the property, with the inspector. I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by November 13th, 2025, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll see you in November.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case, excuse me, is on page 9. Inspector Severian Ionescu, property address 1341 Southeast 10th Ave, owner Bo and Ma Investments, Inc., case number BE 25050007. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25, posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Good morning. Severian Ionescu, building inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to windows replacement, removal of hurricane shutters, kitchen alteration, that includes electrical and plumbing. This case was opened on April 23rd. Inspection report was mailed on May 20th. Code board hearing was scheduled on June 23rd. At this time, there are permits for windows that it's issued, and everything else is waiting client reply. The city requesting the code board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Hello, my name is Juliana Londono. And
Speak up, please.
Yeah, my name is Juliana Londono, and I'm represented BOMA Investments, Inc. They're my business partners from California. We already submitted, as the inspector said, the windows permit, and it has been approved. Now we already hire a on-target design company who's working on the plans, which we already have the plans. We're just waiting for the engineer signature on it. And we will submit all the plans for the kitchen alteration, electrical and plumbing.
Move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27th, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. We'll see you in January.
Our next case is on page 11, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1440. Wait a minute, that's not on that page. I'm sorry, property address 1810, Northeast 16th Terrace, owner Michael D'Alessio, case number BE 24080046. This case was first heard on 1/28/25 to comply by 3/25/25, One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 9/9/25. There are 2 extensions noted.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not complied. There are permits in process, and the city, I will request, the respondent to speak.
My name's Dan Stifel. I'm the attorney for the homeowner. I've been before you guys. There was a couple of violations. We took care of the AC, pulled the mechanical permits, got that taken care of, took care of the gravel in the yard, took care of the pool pumps. I went and met with Jose yesterday to get clarification on what we finally need to do because he's reviewing the permit. Because we had gone to the city in August and sat with the code people at the city, and they said what we were doing was correct. And then when it went to review, Jose kicked it back to us saying there was some issues. So I went yesterday and got the clarification. So we exactly know there's 2 items we have to do. We're working on it. We expect to have it done here in the next 2 weeks. So we're just asking for 1 more extension.
Which are the 2 specific items?
So it was the value of so my client bought the house in May, got cited in August due to a Zillow ad that said the bathrooms were remodeled. They were done before he even moved into the house. The values that we used for the toilets, the vanities and stuff, Jose said the values were off. We needed to redo the values. So we're redoing the cost sheet. And the second, our plans were not detailed enough. So we submitted plans. They need us to be more detailed in the plans. None of the plumbing was moved. So 2 electrical outlets were moved in the kitchen. We finally found the original plans, 1992, for this unit. So we think we're finally at the point of what we need to do. And I went and met with him yesterday to personally talk to him to say, what are we missing on our end? And he gave me the exact thing that we needed to do.
The city doesn't oppose 51 days extension and stop the fines.
Carlos Lang, I move for a 51-day extension to stop the fines.
Alex Schneider, I'll second. And there's no fines currently accruing that I'm aware of.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 1 days.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 1430 Northwest 22nd Court. Case number BE 24080011. Owner, Josette Moise. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25, posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. 1 section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. There is 1 extension noted.
Inspector Martinez, updating case on behalf of the city, case number not as read. This case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Good morning. My name is Josette Moise. Everything has been already submitted, and all the documents have been uploaded. And only thing missing is our work compensation. We're going to need a few days to everything to be inspected by Mr. Martinez.
So the work has been done. You've gotten the permits, and the work is being done on the fence.
Everything already submitted.
Inspector, has everything been submitted already?
Yes.
So you're just waiting to go in there and click?
No. The permit was submitted. It's not issued yet.
It's not issued.
So she's going to need a little more time.
What does the city's stand? 51 days good?
The city won't oppose to 51 days, sir.
I make a motion that we extend compliance by 51 days.
Alex Schneider, I'll second.
There's no fines right now.
You're right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's got 51 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Our next case is on page 15, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Property address 2321 Southwest 14th Court. Case number BE 24080133. Owner, Giselle Mays. Homestead exempted, Jaron Michael Mays. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 9/23/25. One section at $50 per day. Order recorded, not complied.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. Case is not in compliance. I'm going to let our respondent speak.
Turn it on. You're on.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning. My name is Giselle Mays. I moved here last year with my husband and my family, and I inherited 7 beautiful violations from the previous owner. So I've been working really diligently with Inspector Jorge. He's been super helpful, but the last time I was here, I was also very pregnant, and so it's been very overwhelming, kind of like learning the whole process. But I'm grateful to share that we were able to clear 2 of the violations recently.
Which ones?
And unfortunately though, I wasn't able to resolve all of them. Now that I'm 1 month postpartum, I've been able to make significant progress meeting with Shalonda and like the zoning department and all that good stuff, making those meetings. And I'm committed to bringing everything up to compliance, and I'm just requesting for an extension, hopefully like 126 days, to complete the remaining 5 violations.
City will oppose for 126 days.
Carlos Lang, I'll move for 126 days extension.
Alex Schneider will second.
All those in favor say aye.
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1401 Northeast 9th Street, 61. Owner Joyce Ann Solar. Case number BE25050001. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Notice posted at 1 East Road Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for a violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to. This home was involved a fire which was started by the respondent's son, the grandson. The interior of the townhouse was completely gutted due to fire damage, and work was started before permits were issued. The case was opened 5/1/2025. The court board hearing mailed 5/14/2025. Upon visiting the residence, I met with the owner, Joyce Sola, who gave me access to inspect the property. During the inspection, I found that the entire home was gutted to the studs. The remediation company had already started removing the fire-damaged drywall, wall hangings, kitchen appliances, kitchen fixtures, bathroom fixtures, etc. The home requires complete remodeling, including building permits, plumbing, electrical, and mechanical. I have contacted the contractor Rapid Team, who is in the process of obtaining the required permits. The city is requesting that the board find that the violations exist and grant the property on 126 days to come in compliance, or fine of $50 a day thereafter. The respondent is here to speak.
So turn your mic on. Turn the red button on. Or the, tell us your name.
I'm Joyce Solar, the owner, and we hired Rapid Recovery Team to, they would do everything for us. They even have a public adjuster for our insurance company. And they said they didn't need a permit in order to clean up my place. But then I found out that through Preston that I do need a permit, and that's where we are now. The permits have been submitted in August, I believe, the beginning of August, and they were returned. One of them returned to be corrected, and I'm asking for an extension now.
You go ahead.
126 days would be sufficient?
Yes, permits are in process right now, so we're just waiting for responses from the contractor, and then shortly we should have the permits issued.
So, did you say you spoke with the contractor?
Yes.
And did they not know that they have to get permits?
A lot of these restoration companies go in, they do the dry out or the clean out, and just continue working without obtaining permits. So this was the situation.
Inspector, this is just a demolition permit, correct?
No, this is a rebuild permit.
Okay, so,
It was gutted.
So if you look at the photos, most of
no,
the
no,
stuff...
yeah, I
yeah,
had a
been
house
removed.
that caught on fire. It took about 7 months for me to go through permitting with the city of Fort Lauderdale. I think we need to give her a bit more time. If this was just a demolition permit, I can see, but a whole new remodel, I mean, it's gonna take at least 4 to 5 months minimum, just to go through all the proper channels. It's a big project. I'm cool with giving her 217 days.
I'll second that.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I move that we fine for the city, the violations exist as alleged. We order the property owners to come into compliance by April 28th, 2026, or a fine in the amount of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded. Most likely you're going to need more time. Just come on back. It sounds like you've got the ball rolling already. It is going to take time, so.
Exactly.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say
I'll
aye.
second.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I oppose.
You have 217 days. We'll see
To-
you in the spring.
Now, what is the 270 to get the permits? and
That's to have everything completed by that time.
completed?
To come
Completed.
into compliance.
The inside, all repairs, restored.
Correct. So that should have more than enough time for the renovation company to complete everything. Just because they didn't submit permits, I would just contact your insurance company, let them know what's going on. So in case, they try to, if they're not being as honest as they are, they're just in the loop with everything. So, and stay in communications with the inspector yourself. Make sure that they're doing everything that they need to do. And if there's any issues, contact him, and you can go forward with that.
Carlos said you rejected something?
My thing is,
I will speak with you on that.
No, I could say, I think I would like you here just a little soon to make sure that everything is continuing, and more to check in to make sure that that's the only reason. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 7. Inspector Severian Ionescu, property address 340 Sunset Drive, owner Essex Tower Condo Association,
Page 7.
case number BE 25030237. Notice delivered via personal service to Association Manager W. Canton on 8/28/25. Notice posted at Wendy's Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Yep, that's the one.
Severian Ionescu, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to demolition of a barbecue structure, including natural gas and plumbing, installation of a new pergola outside barbecue kitchen structure with electric, plumbing, and natural gas, installation of a mini-split air conditioning unit in the storage room at the parking lot level, installation of a new gate and fence on the west side of the building at ground level in front of an exit access stairway egress. Permits are awaiting client reply since 8/30/2025. This case was opened on March 27, 2025. Inspection report was mailed on June 17, 2025. Code board hearing was scheduled on June 20th, 2025. The city is requesting the code board to find the violations exist and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Wade Canton Jr., speaking on behalf of Essex Tower Condo Association. As the inspector stated, a GC has been hired, and he and the architect has already begun the process of applying for permitting. I am requesting that extension, and I'm confident that the permit should be approved within the 126-day period.
Did you say that they had put in for the permits? Awaiting client reply.
Are they being, what's the deal with the pictures of the surveillance cameras? Is that part of the violation?
No, it's actually not us. It's Broward County, and that's been addressed.
Okay.
So the plans are currently sitting awaiting response right now?
Yes.
Is there any reason for that delay?
If I'm not mistaken, this should have been within 48 hours of response from our current GC and the architect, but
Your condo board, they're the ones that, they are the people that made the decision to do the work without permits, correct?
no, it's actually the previous board of directors. This is a completely new board. I'm a completely new manager to this association. They've hired our company to kind of take control of what's been happening.
So it sounded like the Wild West before you took.
It was definitely the Wild Wild West.
All right, good.
Inspector, what is your recommendation?
Just to keep the ball rolling, that's the main reason. So I move that we fine for the city that the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by November 13th, 2025, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll see you November.
Thank you.
Stay in contact with your inspector.
Our next case is on page 18. Senior Inspector Jose Sangusti, property address 1440 Southwest 30th Street. Case number BE 2308-0390. Owner Rodriguez Ferrero Investments, Inc. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 5/28/24 to comply by 7/30/24. Two sections at $50 per day. Complied, order recorded. There are 4 extensions noted. The city is requesting to impose fines.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here on behalf of Rodriguez for Investments. My name is Juan Garcia. I'm here on behalf of Rodriguez for Investments. On behalf of the fines, I wanted to certify that everything's compliant now. The reason why it took so long is because we had a contractor beforehand that left us mid-job, which made us seek another general contractor in order to finish what they had started. In that process, we were finally able to legalize everything, and we do have the certificate of occupancy. So I'm trying to request a minimum, if not amount of fine possible.
Inspector, can we confirm there was a change of contractor?
I don't have this information in this moment, but they have all the permits comply and the certificate of occupancy of the property.
In your opinion, did they move expeditiously to solve this problem?
Yes, they made the effort to resolve the issues. For that one, the city is requesting an administrative cost of $2,353.
Okay, so, you said, sorry, the city's recommendation is?
The admin fees.
Okay.
2,353.
How much, 3,000?
2,353.
All right. I move that we reduce, let me know if I'm doing it right, this is my first time. I move that we reduce the fines to 2,353. For admin cost.
I'll second. Alex Schneider, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? $2,353.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 9. Inspector Severian Ionescu. Excuse me, sorry. Property address 1428 Coral Ridge Drive. Owner Michael Gordon, Elizabeth Weiss. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard on 9/9/25. Case number BE 25060043.
Severian Ionescu, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining required permits in the following manner, but not limited to elevate a deck built in the front yard. This case was opened on June 5th. Inspection report was mailed on June 12th. Code board hearing was scheduled on June 23rd. The city is requesting the code board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Good morning, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the board. Sydney Satz, attorney on behalf of the property owners. For this case in particular, this is a violation for failure to obtain permits. There is an exception in the Florida Building Code for playground equipment. The city is calling it an elevated deck. This is used as a treehouse for the children of the property owners, and we believe that it does fall under that exemption. We intend to apply to BORA, the Board of Rules and Appeals, for an interpretation, their interpretation of the exemption in the building code, to determine if it applies to the structure. If it does, arguably it would not require permits. So we are requesting additional time to allow that process to proceed. And additionally, because we are unsure right now whether or not it does fall under that exemption, and there is ambiguity and a dispute as to its application, we are requesting that no finding of violation is entered today with respect to this particular violation.
Okay, question. So
Sure.
as I look at it, is that complete? Is that completed?
Yes.
And how old are your kids?
They're not
Oh,
mine.
shit.
They're
The property owners.
I'm sorry.
I believe they're between 8 and 10. They have 3 kids. They're all very young.
That doesn't look very safe for them falling through. Getting up there and the spaces between the wood bars up there, it doesn't look so secure.
I understand those concerns. I will say, it's not relevant for purposes of the determination as to whether or not it falls under the building code exemption, but it wasn't built by a licensed contractor.
Mr.
Is that
Chair,
better?
if I could. For the record, Rana Montoya Hassan, Senior Assistant City Attorney. So the structure does indeed require a permit, and in fact, it requires, assuming it's allowed to be there, assuming arguendo that council is correct that there's, that this is somehow playground equipment, it's still going to require a permit because that structure as it exists now is not allowed by zoning. So nothing is permitted within the required 25-foot front yard. It would require a variance, and that was the opinion of Bert Ford, our zoning chief plans examiner. That opinion was provided. I did advise council. So as I said, even assuming that the interpretation that it's playground equipment, it still will require a permit because it's going to require a variance per the zoning code, for the ULDR.
Is it possible to actually get a permit if you go through all the hoops with zoning and variances?
I mean, I sat on the Board of Adjustment as their lawyer for a year temporarily. I didn't see anything like that coming forward, so I don't want to misspeak. I don't know.
Do we know when that board meets?
I'm not sure.
So BORA meets every month. The Board of Rules and Appeals, they meet every month at the county. It's a county board that reviews interpretations. And so, again, they don't have a long lead time. I don't know what their publishing requirements are, but it's not as if it's like some of our larger land use boards here where it may take a few months because you've got to do the notice to the neighbors and such. It's just a question of getting the documents, to the board, asking for that interpretation or appeal. So it really should, we're in September. It really should be no later than November, assuming, again, the deadlines. And then, like I said, Board of Adjustment also is a pretty easy board to get in front of. Again, if you get the deadlines and stuff, but if you get all your application together, again, that's something that should be able to be moved forward in November as well, in my opinion, and based on my experience as well with both boards.
What's the city's recommendation on compliance time?
Say it again, city recommendation of what?
Time to comply.
Oh. We say 126 days or $50 per day thereafter.
I move that we find for the city violations exist as alleged, or property owners to come into compliance by January 27th, 2026, or a fine in the amount of $50 per day per violation would be opposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have 126 days.
So if I could also add to this, looking at that structure as a life safety issue, I'm not sure if it was built properly. I don't know if whoever built it is an engineer, but life like safety load is a major concern. The durability of it. Those are my concerns for that. So I know they have kids, and I know what they're trying to do. At the same time, to me that needs to be permitted because I don't know how stable that is. So that's where these concerns are coming in from.
Understood.
So-
Thank you for the clarity. If it does fall under the exemption, there is guidance that says that concerns like that are not really an issue. It doesn't need to be tied down or anything like that, as long as it is a playground.
And let's say we have
equipment.
hurricanes, something come through, those are projectiles, so they're
That just sounds like a liability insurance nightmare. If a neighborhood kid gets on there and falls off and breaks their neck, man, I don't see the homeowner's insurance carrier.
this is more protection for them than anything else. So, but
Can adults use that area? Can adults use that area?
They can, but that's not its purpose.
Yeah, or a hurricane
Of course
blows
they
it onto
can.
my house.
Thank
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 900 Northeast 16th Street, owner JBSFL Investments LLC, case number BE 23080317. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 1/28/25 to comply by 3/25/25. Two sections at $50 per day. Order recorded. Complied. There are two extensions noted. City is requesting to impose fines.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This case is complied. The city is requesting the fines be reduced to admin costs, which are $2,021. I will let the respondent speak.
Good morning. My name is Juan Bellu. I'm the owner of the property. I was here a couple months ago. We have come into compliance, finally got our permits, and the new contractor's finishing. We're hoping to be done, next week, maybe 2 weeks for the final.
okay. I'll move for the fines to be reduced to admissions costs to $2,021.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.
Our next case is also on page 17. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 807 Southwest 14th Court, owner Lincoln Sports and Entertainment LLC, case number BE 24070006. This case was first heard. Do I have a respondent here for 807 Southwest 14th Court? This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. One section at $50 per day. Order recorded. Not complied.
807 South.
Get up here.
Not complied. The city is is requesting to impose fines of $1,350, which continues to accrue. There is one extension noted.
Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, updating you on case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, for re-roof, chimney removed, interior renovations included but not limited to kitchen. Violation remains at this time. The respondent is here to speak.
Hi, Tom Abraham, on behalf of Lincoln Sports and Entertainment. The roof has been inspected, completed, finished. They just need a little more time for plumbing and electric to be taken care of. So if we could get an extension, we would greatly appreciate it.
Where are you standing at exactly with those two issues? Where are you standing at with to those two issues exactly?
The electrician has, I guess, an as-built being drawn, and the plumber, I don't think he just has to pull a permit for work that was done.
Okay. Okay, so I have a question. So, did you say that it was completed? Did I hear that? No.
It's not complied.
It's not, it's not complied.
So what exactly has been done to comply with this case? What have you done to comply?
The roof was done, inspected. They finished that like a week ago.
The permit, right?
No, the job itself. It was permitted, installed, and inspected. And the expediter who's handling this just asked me to go in front of you guys and see if we could just get some kind of extension for plumbing and electric to be finished, because the house is in contract to be sold, and they're hurrying as fast as they can to close it out.
When's the closing date?
November 15th.
Is the closing pending all this stuff here?
Yep.
So 51 days should be enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move to stop the fines and give a 51-day extension.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next case is a new business case on page 4. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1505 Northeast 4th Terrace, owner George A. Rivera Jr., case number BE 25020280. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Notice posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25.
One moment. Please hold. Please continue to hold.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1 for work without permit for a new structure in the backyard. The case was opened in February 28, 2025. Inspection report was mailed on March 3, 2025, and notice of hearing was mailed on May 14, 2025. The case is not complied. I've been in contact with the property owner, Mr. George Rivera, and we are asking the board to find the violation exists to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Microphone.
Morning. My name is George. I'm the owner of 1505. So I put a container in the back of my backyard, and it was a bit of an eyesore, so I covered it. And inspector came by and told me, couldn't do any of that. I tried to get some help. I can't afford an engineer to help me out. No one would really, help me, so I just need an extension to resolve the issue.
So how do you plan to resolve it?
I guess I'll have to tear it down.
Okay.
It's a shipping container, right?
Yeah, shipping container.
What did you put over it?
I wrapped it, and I put a roof on it. Yeah.
Like, did you put like stucco around it, all that stuff?
Stucco. And shingle roof, just so it wouldn't be an eyesore. But I do have a question. If I take that down, will you still allow me to keep the can?
That's the can, shipping
The container.
That's a,
Yes,
I'm using it for storage.
you need to cover because it's not allowed to leave the container in this.
there's a permit for that, I'm sure.
Structure.
Put it on wheels.
You need to cover that, but
Cover
also you
it.
will need a permit anyway.
A permit for.
Yes, because I don't know if there in the setbacks, there are regulations that you need to check if it's allowed to have this area constructed.
So the best thing you could do is, we'll give you an extension, but just stay in contact with him. He has an idea of what you can and can't do with that. So before you go forward, well, whether it is to knock it down or get rid of it or to keep it, just be in communication. He needs to give you
So
some guidance.
don't start knocking it down now. Don't move on that.
You need to apply for permit. Maybe you can allow to have the container there,
Right.
but obviously cover with the walls, and for that is require a permit also.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't find an engineer or someone to help me out with that. So there was something that I would have to deal with myself. If it's
It's
allowed, if not,
difficult,
then
yeah.
I want to resolve it, take it down, do whatever it is I got to do to
Okay.
satisfy, you guys.
If you remove the structure, let me know. I will inspect the property and close the case.
So I'll do that first, and then we'll deal with the can afterwards.
Again, sorry?
Right.
I would first resolve this issue, and then whatever you want to do with the container afterwards,
Right, that's my question.
get a permit and go
Right.
from there.
Okay. Appreciate it.
This is all predicated on the fact that he can't find an engineer to help him do the drawings, and if he can't find it, he's going to tear the structure down.
Yes.
Well, that's where I am now. So I can't find anyone to help me out with that. So.
Right, so there's no hint of getting permits or anything else.
No, I just want to resolve the issue and be done with it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How much time is the city recommending?
126 days. 126.
I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and then we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We'll see you in January.
Thank you.
Or
Thank
maybe
you.
we won't.
Yeah. And just stay in touch with the inspector.
We'll
That's-
do. Thank
Thank you. Good luck.
Board, at this time, the city is taking a 5-minute recess.
Yes. Turn on the heat.
Thank you for your patience. Our next case is on page 7. Inspector Severian Ionescu, property address 501 Southwest 6th Ave. Owner, Hannah Pepe LLC, BT Coconut River LLC. Case number BE 25040015. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Severian Ionescu, building inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: interior alteration, that includes plumbing, mechanical, electrical, windows and doors replacement, addition to the living space, alteration, air conditioning units installed, wood deck and railing replacement, stucco installation, and space reconfiguration. This case was opened on April 2nd. Code board hearing was scheduled on June 20th. No permits are applied for as of now. The city is requesting the code board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will allow the respondent to speak.
Yeah, my name is Joseph O'Neill. I'm the owner. We've hired an engineer and an architect along with contractors. They're finalizing the plans right now in order to submit the permits.
Inspector, what's your recommendation?
126 days and $50 thereafter. There's no permits shown in the system that are applied for as of now.
When was the notice of violation issued?
April 2nd.
All right, so it's been like 3-4 months. Are you gonna apply for permits or
Oh,
what?
yeah. It's been very complicated with the engineer working with the architect. These guys are taking forever, but yes, they've already done the plans and they're working together right now.
So where are you standing at right now with submittal?
I thought it was going to be done a month or so ago, but it's just taking forever. And so these guys say that's tomorrow, the next day, the next week. You know, to work the architect working with the engineer for his part, tied with the other guy's part.
But you got the ball rolling.
Yeah, oh yeah. I have plans right. I mean, you know, the drawings and all that stuff right here to show the inspector.
How much of the work is actually completed?
Pardon me?
How much of the work is actually completed?
A decent amount, but we have to get after the permits, whatever it's called. Yeah.
After the fact.
So the stucco's been completed. You know, as you can see from the pictures.
I move that we fine for the city and the violation exists, the alleged, and that we order the property owner to come into compliance by 1/27/26, or the fine of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Any opposed?
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris. Property address 1329 North Andrews Ave. Owner Valdespino Marcelino Alves Valdespino and Kendry Mold Palacio. Case number BE 25020114. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. Case number BE 25020114.
Alexander Laborez, building inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permits for windows and exterior doors replacement, roof structure attached to the rear of the property. As of last week, the owner has applied for the required permits for the windows and doors. That permit was issued and completed. Right now, at this time, only pending is permit for the restructure that is attached to the rear of the house. Case was created on February 10, 2025. Inspection report mailed to the property owner February 18, 2025. We're asking that the board find the violation exists and grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Respondent is here to speak.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Marcelino Velez. I'm the owner of this house. We bought the house in December 2023. When we get the house, we noticed that we're kind of like the doors and the windows, they were not like on the good conditions. Like they were new owners, we just get a company and change it. We didn't know about the permissions and stuff. So, but we already fixed it up at this moment, thanks God. This year have been kind of like a difficult because the insurance and taxes raised like exponentially. That really put us at the limit. So have been difficult to try to get enough money to help to work it with engineers and architects because they charge a lot of money. So we made a lot of quotations, like more than 20 at this moment. We finally found one that helped us already with the windows and doors. And then right now we are working pretty hard and try to get the roof that we changed in the back. So we would like to have an extension as Mr. Alvarez asked for.
Is this your personal residence?
Yes, I live there.
And what kind of roof structure is attached in the back there?
It's like a kind of like a pergola because the house is small and then it was a lot of water coming, so we put like a pergola so we can be outside of the house.
Motion?
What's the city's time recommendation? 126?
126.
I move that we find for the city and the violations exist as alleged, and we order the property owner to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine amount of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? January.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then,
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 2271 Northeast 68th Street. Owner Imperial Point Colonnades Condo, Inc. Case number BE 25050013. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1. Work was illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: the remodel of a bathroom due to leakage and blockage at Building 2, Unit 2010. This included building and plumbing work, which is required, and work completed without permits. The case was opened 5/2/25. Inspection report mailed 5/5/25, and code board hearing notice mailed 8/26/25. I visited this property to investigate the complaint as noted, and met with the condo owner, Mr. James Richardson, who gave me access to inspect the property. He indicated that the leak, which apparently originated from the unit above, involved the plumbing stack and a clogged drain, which was required to be repaired by the HOA. Given that this was the HOA's responsibility, a contractor was sent to the unit to make the repairs, and at which time they discovered that the drywall in this unit, ceiling and walls, were infested with mold. This all was removed apparently at least a year ago, I believe, and there has been no work done to restore the bathrooms. There are actually 2 bathrooms. At present, their records show that there's no permits pulled for this work. The city is requesting that the board find the violations exist and grant the HOA 126 days to come in compliance or a fine of $100 a day thereafter. The respondent is here to speak.
Good morning, Lauren Schwartzfeld on behalf of Imperial Points Colonnades. We, like you said, we're just requesting more time. We are in the process of getting this permit pulled and getting everything done that needs to be done. So I think you said 126 days?
Yes.
Okay, we have no objection to that.
I've moved that we find that the city in violations exist as alleged, or the property owners to come to compliance by January 27th, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation would be imposed.
Sorry, $100 per day?
Oh, I'm sorry, $100 a day.
Thank you.
Carlos Lang will second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have 126 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 14, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1517 Northwest 4th Ave, owner Aratree LLC, case number BE 24070390. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. There is one extension noted.
Inspector Martinez on updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Good morning. I'm Alex Caramanugu and Ray Perez. We're the owners of the property. We've submitted the engineering drawings. They were accepted. The city, what happened is it took a week or so for them to kind of kick it back because the application didn't have the address for the contractor. We've submitted that information, and so we're just waiting for them to approve it. Once that's done, we'll request an inspection. We should be good to go. So respectfully, we ask for another 51 days. We should be able to resolve this up by then.
So the work is completed?
Yes, sir.
It's all done? Okay.
I move to a 51-day extension.
Second, Don Carney.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 401 Southeast 25th Ave, 305, owner Jamie L. Durando, Dylan L. Durando, case number BE 25040039. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 5/27/25 to comply by 9/23/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied.
Inspector Martinez, updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. Case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Hey, good morning, Board. So I've been working out at
Your name?
Dylan Durando. I've been working out of the state for the past 6 months, so I'm requesting an extension to wrap this work up. I anticipate signing a contract by the end of the week with a contractor, and he's going to wrap all this stuff up.
And so what have you accomplished thus far?
Since the inspector was here, nothing's happened. I've not been living here since then.
Where have you been living at?
I've been working in New Jersey for the last 6 months.
And are you back here for a while, or?
Yeah, I work on a boat, so it moves back and forth seasonally.
Okay.
So I flew down here for this, but I'll be back down here for the winter as of the end of next month.
Is anyone currently living in the home?
No.
Okay, so it's unoccupied.
Correct.
Okay.
And how much of the work has been done?
Full remote.
Since the inspector was there?
Well, how much of the work is?
It's, what would you think, maybe 50%?
No, it's around 15%.
15.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work to be done.
Yes.
And then, but you haven't, no permits have been submitted?
No.
Okay, so you're planning to do that soon, or?
Yeah, but he's waiting for me right now, actually, over there, so.
Okay.
What's sign a contract end of the week, and then.
Okay, the city was recommended to come back as a massing. Now, the city won't oppose if the board gives them an extension.
Has there been communication at all since prior to this?
I think a couple of days ago.
Just a couple days?
Yes.
So,
Okay, last contact was 8/25.
so
Last month.
I'm okay to give it 51 days just to see now, to see if there's process, and if not, then we'll make a decision at that time. So
Sounds good.
I'll move to a 51-day extension.
Okay.
Justin Bishop, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
And the date of that, please? The date of that hearing?
11/13.
Okay.
November 13th.
Thank you.
Right. Enjoy New Jersey.
Justin, you made that last motion?
Yes.
And who seconded?
He seconded, he made it.
I
Oh,
second. I
Carlos made it,
second.
and
I'm
Justin.
sorry.
Thank you.
Well,
Our last,
Yeah, I'm the
no,
seconder.
sorry, it's not our last, sorry. Our next case is on page 5, Senior Inspector Jose Setagusti. Property address 2909 South Andrews Ave, owner 2909 South Andrews Avenue LLC, case number CE 1807-1749. Notice delivered via personal service to Service Manager Z. Charnard on 8/28/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit for barbed wire fence installed with electrical installation, and City Ordinance Section 47-19.5.8.3 for permanent barbed wire visible from the street. The case was opened in July 24, 2018. Inspection report was mailed on April 9, 2025. Notice of hearing was mailed on July 23, 2025. The case is not compliant. I talked with the owner representative, Mr. Bryan, and we are asking the board to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 51 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $100 per day thereafter. At this point, the barber fence was removed, but the electrical installation remained in place and without permit. I will let the respondent to speak.
Hello, my name is Zach Schunard. I'm here on behalf of All Roads Holdings. We purchased the property back in July 3rd of this year. We're here to get the explanation as to why we removed the barbed wire last week. We came out with the inspector, but now there was clarification. Do we need a permit, or we're trying to find if there's a permit pulled for the electrical installation of the fence. So that was done with the prior company. I do have a transcript showing that they pulled.
Clarify, this is an electric fence, right?
Electric fence, yes.
How much voltage is it?
It's like 4,500 volts.
Yeesh.
We keep it at all of our locations in Florida have these.
These are legal?
Mm-hmm.
So you took down the regular fence.
We took down the barbed wire, which was on top of the chain link fence. We thought that was the root of the issue because in the description that was sent to us, barbed wire cannot be visible from the road, so we took that down. Now it's the electrical installation, which I'm assuming there's no permit on file for that, which we will work with the installer to make sure that permit is taken care of.
Inspector, do they just need to apply for a permit for the electric fence?
Yes, they need to apply, and I don't know if it will be approved, that one, for zoning.
From my understanding, you're saying that the company has a permit for approval already?
So there's two properties that we have. They're not. One of them's not ours.
We're talking about this property.
Correct. So the fence was done prior with the prior company back in 2000, I believe. And then Amarok was the company. They installed it. They supposedly pulled permits, but they're trying to find that in the records.
Okay.
But we do have an adjacent property that we lease, and that got the permits for an electric fence. That was back in 23.
Okay.
So
good to know.
So my thing would just go with the inspector, find out if you have to submit a permit for the electric fence. Go ahead and do that. Approval will become up to them or whatever. I don't know what the guidelines are, but I think that's what the holdup is right now.
Yeah, so now that we have clarification, it's the electrical fence that's now the issue. The barbed wire is taken care of. Is that correct?
51 days.
Yeah, there were two violations.
Two violations, yes.
Okay.
Work without permit and the barbed fence on the street.
And what was your recommendation?
That one is well removed. 51 days and $100 per day thereafter.
Perfect.
Okay. I move that we fine for the city and the violation exists, the alleged, and that we order the property owner to come into compliance by 11/13/2025, and the amount of $100 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Bishop, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
We'll get it taken care of.
All right. You have 51 days. We'll see you in November.
Thank you.
Thank you.
51 days.
Did someone oppose that? Yeah, Alex. Thank you, Alex. I mean, not for opposing, but thank you for letting me know. Our next case is on page 19. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1617 Southwest 5th Street, owner Broward Luxury Properties LLC, case number BE 24040208. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Road Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 9/24/24 to comply by 1/28/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. The city is requesting to impose fines in the amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue. There are 3 extensions noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. Case still not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Hey, how are you? My name is Limay Gonzalez. I'm the contractor working on this project. All the corrections were sent. We have a huge issue with the guy, the engineer on the dock and the lift. That's the only thing that was mostly pending over there. We had to fight like for 3 months already, use a lawyer and everything, but finally we get the correction, signing and what they need to provide us yesterday. Because I tell them, if we got something, you're gonna pay for it. We sent a letter from the lawyer, and they finally yesterday bring everything up. We submit everything on the city. We pay the fees already, just waiting for the approval on those corrections and what we submitted.
Well, happy anniversary. This is first heard a year ago. Inspector, has this guy been dragging his butt, or has circumstances been beyond his control?
Okay, I checked the case a couple of days ago. Corrections weren't submitted yet. I just spoke with him. He said that all corrections have been submitted yesterday, so I have to check on that.
And has there been additional communication prior to the submissions yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
okay, the corrections for the building general 25020088. Last correction was 827, and for the dock, the corrections were 428.
That's the one we submitted yesterday, the one we were fighting. But there were 7 different permits, It was a lot of things. That was a property that we purchased without knowing that they did all this illegal before, and
has any of those been completed yet, or they're all work in progress right now?
Everything were done already before we find out. We purchased this property to put on Airbnb, And when we applied to the city, we find out the answer was that it was illegal and was a violation code before. You know, we are fighting with fixing all this for all this time. The only meeting was that we submitted yesterday. You know.
Inspector, what's your recommendation?
The city will not post a 51-day extension.
And to stop the fines?
Stop the fines.
Okay.
We should keep the fines running. Again, this has been a year.
I'll disagree with that. He looks like he's working on it, even though he's had a few extensions. We've had people with a lot longer extensions. He's here today. If he wasn't here, that'd be a different story. So, my motion will be 51 days to stop the fines.
Thank you so much.
Justin Bishop, second.
Seconder. Seconder. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You have 51 days.
Thank you.
Get it done. Let's roll. Let's roll.
Our next case is on page 18. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 3410 Southwest 16th Street. Owner Antonia Lapera Keenan, homestead exempted, Francis Keenan Jr., case number BE24070170. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/2025, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/2025. This case was first heard on 1/28/25 to comply by 3/25/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. The city is requesting to impose fines in the amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue. There are 2 extensions noted.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning. My name is Antonia Lupari. I am not him, the contractor. He is, so I have contacted the detective. I have filed a complaint with the DBPR. I've also decided to have to take these matters into my own hands, aside from taking a sledgehammer and breaking down the garage door, the garage closing myself. I am contracted CPR Construction Corporation a permit service. It's going to cost me I probably should have broke it down, because it's going to cost me about somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000 to have this taken care of. However, I have complied with them to get an elevation survey, and the next step is for them to just start the process with an engineer. So I am in the process of taking care of this myself. I am going to ask it one more time for an extension, so that the next time I have to appear here, you guys don't have to see me. Well, actually, maybe you won't have to see me again. So if you can be generous with the extension, I'd appreciate it, because money is an issue, but it's going to be done either way.
So what is this garage conversion into AC area?
It's really just a storage. And I know, of course, you're not going to remember. I closed the garage door. The house was built in '53, so the garage is old. It's a small garage. It's not a big garage. It doesn't. You have to have like one of those little smart cars actually to put in it. Anyway, the garage is small, so I took the door down because the house next door I had rodents that were coming into my house continually. So I said, I can't deal with the rodents anymore. I'm just going to close it in. So I contracted this man to come and close it in and put a driveway in for me. And he promised a permit. He said he had a permit, and don't worry about it. I know people in the Broward County. I can take care of it. Long story short, he's a scam artist like a lot of the others out there, and I'm stuck. So I've not been able to handle in order to comply.
Inspector, what's the city's recommendation?
The city doesn't oppose 126-day extension and stop the fines.
I move that we grant the respondent a 126-day extension and stop those fines.
Alex Schneider, second.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 126.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
very much.
Our next case is on page 14. Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 1016 Northeast 17th Court, case number BE 2408-0030. Owner, Marzina and Nisaj Tiana. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25, posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not comply. There is one extension noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the respondent speak.
Good morning. My name is Kenny Tiana. This is my father, Nisaj. I applied for the permit. Well, the contractor applied for the permit. It was returned 3 times. Then it finally got approved, like, I think last week. I paid the fees, and I'm just waiting for it to be issued now.
What are you getting, a new AC?
Yeah, it's a mini split. It's already there.
It's already there, so
Yeah.
it's already in, and you've applied for the permits, and the permits you got the permits?
The permit is still not issued. It was applied, and fees were paid 9/21, so a couple of days, 2 days ago. So the city won't oppose to a 51-day extension.
I moved for a 51-day extension.
Alex Schneider, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 51 days.
Thank you.
51 days? Okay.
51.
Thank you.
I don't want to be stealing the show.
Our next case is on page 10. Senior Inspector Preston Mark, property address 340 San Marco Drive. Owner, MDS Real Estate 341 San Marco Drive LLC. Case number BE 25050087. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 8/26/25 to comply by 9/23/25. 2 sections at $1,000 per day. Order recorded, not complied.
Preston Mark Villa, Inspector of the City, presenting case and address as read. This case is not complied and will be scheduled for Massey. The respondent is here to speak.
Turn it on. Yeah, now start.
Okay. Hi. My name is Beatriz Delgado. I'm being here by the owner. I'm doing the permitting. The first permit is being issued as right now. We're remaining is the pool permit, which we have one last comment to get it issued, and that should be complying with all the code violations. We're just waiting on the pool permit to be issued. We have one more coming to get fixed, and we proceed to get it issued.
I got a question. It says here that the construction work has been completed. Is that 100% completed?
Yes, for the pool is 100% completed, I believe.
I mean, I believe the picture showed last month that this house was in construction.
It's in construction.
Were they working without permits this entire time?
Yes, they've been working without permits, and they have missed several inspections on other items for this construction.
But fines are continuing to accrue, correct?
Haven't started.
Yeah, and they have.
No.
By 9/23.
Oh, yes, they'll start.
They'll start today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the permit got expired, we renew it, we did missing inspection affidavits, we came The master is in good standing, all the subs are revisions being done. It's just, as a matter of fact, of the plumbing, the pool permit, just one comment from zoning that we're trying to address to get everything on comply.
Is this accurate that they're almost complete with all of the permits? Inspector?
Say it again.
Is it accurate that they're almost finished with all the permits, like getting everything up to order?
Well, this is a new construction. Initially, we had to issue a stop work order for several missing inspections. That we had some issues with this contractor before. He is a repeat violator, and we have been working with him to resolve the issue. I think he has passed several, he has submitted several missing inspection affidavits. Some of them were passed, I believe some were not.
Yes.
So at this point, we're just addressing the fact that he has not complied with the 2 permits that were not issued, and then we will submit to Massey to impose fines and address the other issues as we go along.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Massey. We just got to get it done. That's it.
So yeah, let's go for the Massey.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 18. Senior Inspector Jose Sargusti, property address 1616 Northeast 16th Ave. Owner, Coda Perry Realty LLC, case number BE 2408-0079. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 1/28/25 to comply by 3/25/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. City is requested to impose fines in the amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue. There are 2 extensions noted.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Hi, good morning.
What's your name?
Jose Sigala.
In relation to the property.
What's your relation to the property?
Sorry?
What is your relation to the property?
I am the manager.
The manager?
Yeah.
Okay.
As has been said, I have been here twice with the same case. I had do everything that is in my hand to solve the problem, but the company that I hired to take care of the problem is very responsible, and the inspector knows that I have been dealing with them that many times. Right now, I hire a lawyer to speak with them and try to put the property in compliance as soon as I can.
Okay. The city doesn't oppose 51 days extension and stop the fines.
How much work has been done?
There are several works. I have one case here today, this case, and I have another case for the same property in the magistrate hearing also. They are working, but they have bad luck with the guy who hired to resolve the issue, and this is the situation.
All right, I'll go with the inspector's recommendation. I'll move to 51-day extension and stop the fines.
Carlos Lang, I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 51 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 11. Senior Inspector Jose Sargusti, property address 2760 Southwest 2nd Court. Owner, Paula Timothy, case number BE 24070185. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25, posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 9/23/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, updating the case as read. The case is not complied. I will let the respondent to speak.
Good morning, everybody.
Tell us your name.
My name is Paula Timothy. I was here in May or April this year about the same case, and I went to the city to resolve the problem, and I saw Mr. Tim Phillips, the engineer, and he told me I needed to get a survey. I did get the survey, and for the driveway. So he telling me. To Tim Phillips at the city, he never answered him. So I went to the city myself when Mr. Jose sent me the paperwork again. And I went to see Tim, and he gave me a list of the corrections that we needed to do. So I give it back to the contractor. So he fixed the problem, the paperwork at the city right now to get review. But I went ahead and destroyed the driveway anyhow. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
The city doesn't oppose a 126-day extension, stop the fines.
I move for 126-day extension and to stop the fines.
Thank
Justin
you.
Beecham, second.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
There was no fines.
You were going back and forth to West Palm Beach or something?
Yeah, I work in Palm
The
Beach.
same
I
person.
remember.
I'm feeling okay. No, still
We remember
back
you.
and forth.
Good luck.
Good luck.
And try to get it
Thank
resolved.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First, and the beach.
Other way, Tasha.
The beach second.
Zero 0111. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25, posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 5/28/24 to comply by 7/30/24. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, complied. City is requesting to impose fines. There are 5 extensions noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. This case is in compliance, and the city is requesting for fines to be reduced to administrative cost of $2,109. And I'm going to let $2,109.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Austin Spittler, the new homeowner at 37 Castle Harbor. I took on these violations, and I'm asking to reduce the fines.
When did you take them? When officially did you become the homeowner?
1 month ago.
Inspector, how far along the process, the compliance was it before Mr. Austin here took over?
If I'm not mistaken, there was just one permit, maybe missing for the pavers.
And I handled that as soon as I purchased the house.
You were aware of that?
Yes.
That this problem occurred before you purchased
Correct.
it? Jeez.
Can we reduce the fines more?
I move that we just forgive the fines altogether.
Thank you, sir.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, board. Appreciate it.
See you later, alligator.
Our next case is on page 17. Property address 2855 West Commercial Boulevard. Owner, Lauderdale Commercial Boulevard Partners, LLC. Case number BE 2504-0071. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 5/27/25 to comply by 6/26/25. One section at $1,000 per day, order recorded, complied. City's request to impose fines.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This case is complied. I will let the respondent speak.
Good afternoon. Save the best for last.
Good afternoon.
Good, or still morning. Good morning. Sydney Satz, attorney on behalf of the property owner. We've been before the board before, as you all know. We are requesting today that the board reconsider the per diem fine amount. This is a case, as you all know, it was a violation for unpermitted work. At the time, it was believed that that scope of work was much broader than it was. It was an assisted living facility. The property owners decided that they wanted to change the use of a particular wing, that the tenants in that wing were given sufficient notice. And at the time that the renovations occurred, there was no one in the units. No one was evicted to accomplish this scope of work, which I believe was one of the things that the board was particularly influenced by at the first hearing. A $1,000 per diem fine was set at that hearing. That is the maximum fine amount that is permitted. The violation concerned, at the time that that hearing occurred, the notice of violation read that it was for structural, electrical, AC units that had been installed. The property owner believed that a structural permit was required. I attended an inspection with Ms. Hassan, and we worked with the city to figure out exactly what was going on, because the actual scope of work was really just the removal of drywall to uncover existing kitchenettes that had been there from the inception of the building. At that time, it was agreed upon that the only two permits that were actually required were an electrical and a plumbing permit. And the reason for those permits was so that new kitchenettes, new kitchen appliances could be hooked up to the existing electrical and plumbing. When a fine is imposed under the city's code and under Chapter 162, particularly 16209, there are three particular factors that the board is required to consider. It's the gravity of the violation, the steps that the violator has taken to come into compliance, and any other violations on the part of the violator. In this case, the violation itself is for unpermitted work, and in actuality, it is relatively minor work that was actually performed. A $1,000 a day fine, which is again the maximum fine amount that the city is permitted to impose, is unfair in this circumstance and does not comply with the statutory criteria. The respondent was given 15 days to come into compliance at the first hearing. At the last hearing that I attended, the board was gracious enough to give them an additional 15 days after the fact. That is still a substantial fine that has accrued at this point. And again, we assert that it does not comply with the requisite criteria under both the code and state law, especially for a violation of this nature where there was no health, life, or safety issue, and the work which was performed was minor. With all of that in mind, we are moving the board, today for a reduction of the per diem fine amount, or reconsideration of the per diem fine amount in accordance with the relevant criteria.
Does the city? I'll let the city speak first.
So the city, over here, so I'll speak for the inspector this time. Ronald Montoya Hassan, Senior Assistant City Attorney. So as I discussed with council, we received her 102-page motion at 8:30 this morning, so I was still driving. Didn't obviously have time to look at all of it. Discussed it briefly with council on the break. Most of it is just reciting past history. We certainly, the city would take issue with the characterization of some of the recitations in the motion. What I discussed with council is that earlier, that the property could go through lien imposed. Procedurally, you'd need to vacate, you'd need a motion to vacate the board's prior order, and then a separate motion to impose a lower per diem fine for this case. It is in compliance. Again, in my experience of 28 years doing building code enforcement, it took a lot to get us to the finish line, in my opinion. Took a lot of effort by council, took a lot of effort by myself. I often don't go out on field trips, but there were a lot of hiccups on the way. It should have been something that could have and should have been really, once it was determined the nature of the unpermitted work in the limited units that we were allowed to visit. Again, we weren't given access to all of the units on that wing, only some of them. It really could have been resolved in fairly short order. But again, we're here. The case is in compliance. So I would say the city's pretty neutral on whether or not the fine should be reduced, or not the fine, but the per diem fine should be reduced or not. Council is correct. Arguably, they were not life safety issues. Where I think the city would differ is the ability to get it complied did take a lot of time, research, and resources. So many emails. Again, just from my perspective of being involved, it was a little excessive for the type of violation that we ultimately were able to come to an agreement upon.
I have a question. So, that original fine that we put into place, $1,000 per day, that was from, I guess, that June 26th until, so we originally put that in place because of the factors listed. Like, we had no idea what these violations were. We had an assisted living facility that we couldn't access, and the owner didn't show up and couldn't respond and didn't do all these things. So we needed to get these issues addressed immediately. So we imposed this very high fine. Now, I guess by July 20th, we actually determined that the violations were a little less substantial than what we originally thought. They were, weren't life-threatening. Would the city recommend maybe reducing the fines from, I guess, I was thinking from the date we would have reduced the fines would have been the next July 22nd board hearing date. So from July 22nd to, I guess, August 20th was the date that the violations were completed. Should we reduce the fines, say reduce them to $500, even because there was like a significant amount of work that needed to be done. So maybe that $500 per day would capture that. So I was thinking possibly reducing the fines during that time period, once we knew that the violations were not life-threatening to the date of compliance.
So, as I understand your question, you're suggesting a bifurcation of the amount of daily fine? Again, that's up to the board. We're not going to take any position on that. The city is ultimately about compliance. Compliance is achieved. I think there's, personally, if you're asking my opinion, I think there may be reasonable support for that. Okay. But again, we're not going to take a position on, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. That's up to the board's discretion. And again, that would be through the similar process that I mentioned. It would be a motion to vacate the prior order and then a separate motion to impose, if the board so chooses, that fine amount of differing dollar values based upon the dates. That could be done.
Okay.
So is there a reason why the inspectors weren't given access to all the units instead of just the ones that you pointed out?
So the only units that Mr. Gabia inspected at the time the violation was issued were 12 units. The units
How many units are in that wing?
Pardon?
How many units are in that wing?
I believe it's a little over 20 or something like that, 16. But again, work was not done in all of the units. What happened, and we noted this at the last hearing, is they began to undertake minor renovation work. They removed the drywall that existed there, and at that point they discovered that there were kitchenettes. So that work wasn't done in all of those units. Once the stop work order was posted, they did stop work, and since then they have pulled the permit for those 12 units. The other 4 units, from my understanding, and Mr. Leonor can correct me if I'm wrong, he's one of the representatives for the owner, there's no additional work that's been done in the other 4 units. It's just the 12 units that were inspected by the violator at the first hearing, that were at issue in the first hearing. So for that reason, based on what was inspected, based on what the violation was issued for, those were the units that were required to be inspected, and those were the units where this scope of work was. I don't recall that happening. But again, for purposes of the violation, there's 12 units at issue. It was 12 units where work was performed. That's what the notice of violation was issued to correct. There wouldn't have been a basis to inspect the other 4 units. They just weren't at issue in the violation.
The basis that 12 other units where there was work there, that would be the basis to inspect the other units.
Sure, but there was no complainant, and those things were not.
Were those 4 ever inspected and cleared?
No, they were not. They
And
have not been inspected.
clarify, the city asked for access, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
What was the reason for access?
to inspect the units.
So
Since
again,
there was
why
work
was
done in that wing, 12 of the 16 work was performed. We just wanted to verify that work was either done or not done in the remaining 4, and
So-
we were denied access.
the city suspected these additional units had work without permits, correct?
Yes.
If the city wanted to come back and look at those 4 units, you would be okay with that?
I don't think that that would be a problem. We are more than willing to work with the city on the remaining 4 units to the extent that they're at issue. Again, I would note there is no notice of violation for those units.
Well,
And
just on good faith.
sure, yes, absolutely, yeah, in good faith.
Okay. I have one comment, and then I'll let you say something. I consider electrical work life safety, especially if it's done incorrectly, so I think that is permitted. So I know it's a disagreement, both of you, but I think that's very important, especially if it's where there's a lot of elderly people. So
If I may briefly respond to that, there was no electrical work actually performed. It was to hook up the new appliances to the existing electrical.
And by hookup, you mean
Connect.
like wiring?
Wiring, but that work
But
wasn't
faulty
performed.
wiring could,
That work was not performed. The
Okay.
only thing that happened is the drywall was removed, the permits were pulled prospectively to
Okay.
do the work in the future.
Thank you for the clarification.
Of course, no problem. So with respect to that issue, again, I mean, the work, it really was relatively minor in nature. It was 12 units. If the city would like to inspect the additional units in good faith, I don't think that that is a problem. We're just here today to request that that fine amount be reduced in accordance with what actually occurred.
How many vacant units do you have in that wing right now? Vacant units?
They're all vacant. And they were vacant at the time that the work was performed. No one was living in them.
Can the city inspect all of the units?
All of the units in that wing?
Yeah.
There are 4 additional units that we're discussing, and the property owner's representative has indicated that that would not be a problem.
So we can make a decision after they make the inspection?
I don't think.
Can we?
I had one question, like a legal. So the 3 factors that contribute to those fines, are those? Do you need to reassess those at each hearing, or is that only at the first hearing? Because that would change my view.
I'm sorry, could you ask that question again? I apologize.
So those 3 factors that contribute to what, how much the fine should be and how quickly you should impose the fine, do those 3 factors need to be reassessed at each hearing?
No.
No.
I mean, they can be, and I think this situation is a little different than perhaps some of other ones, cases that come before the board. So I think the board has the discretion to revisit those factors, but you've also have board counsel that you may want to ask her for that opinion.
I would also note, for the record, with respect to the additional units that we're discussing right now in good faith, those units were not at issue in the violation. So for purposes of determining the fine amount, I would assert that they would not be appropriate when you're determining the nature of the violation that was actually at issue in the first notice.
No, it's just the fact that the city politely asked let's look at these units, and you politely declined them. To me, it sounds like you guys are hiding something. I mean, that's just mine.
That's okay. That's you have a right to notice. You have a right to be charged with a particular violation. Those units just weren't at issue.
Again, you have the right to deny them, but again, here, it just says so.
And preserve all your, I get it.
What?
And you're preserving all the arguments. I get it.
No problem. Take your time.
So what's for brunch?
I think it's breakfast.
What are the administration costs?
Administrative costs are $1,040.
I mean, I'm good if we reduce the fines in half. Just throwing it out there.
I'm going to reduce the fines in half from July 22nd.
What would that number be?
The total amount today is $55,000.
So what I'm saying is, I would be reducing from July 22nd to August 22nd, $500 a day. Sorry. Thank you very much. So I would be reducing the fines from July 22nd to August 20th, which would be 29 days. So that would and then during those 29 days, it would be $500 per day, which comes out to $14,500. So it would be it would come out to total of $40,500.
That's your proposed $500 neighborhood.
So
that, if I may briefly respond to that, $500 is still, at the time that hearing occurred, or 7 days prior to that first hearing, that was still the maximum fine amount that was permitted by ordinance in the city. This is unpermitted work in 12 units that ultimately required 2 individual permits, a plumbing permit and an electrical permit. You're not talking about a grand scale, massive overhaul of the existing infrastructure. The work itself, the unpermitted work that was the subject of the violation, was almost cosmetic. And again, there was no one residing in the units at that time, and no one had resided in those units for between 2 and 3 months prior. $500, again, that was the maximum amount permitted by ordinance prior to the first hearing. It's still extremely prejudicial and extremely high in light of the nature of the violation.
It's still unpermitted work and should have been done correctly.
Yeah, what number is in your mind right now? What do you think is fair from your side of the podium there?
The inspector's initial recommendation at the first hearing was $120 a day,
That's out the window. What is today right here, right now, what is your definition of a fair?
I think $120 a day for unpermitted work of this nature is probably fair.
I agree.
I'm not sure also that the inspector asked for $120 a day.
I think it was either 100 or 120.
Yeah, I think it was like $100.
It was 100 or 120, something.
120 we never asked for.
So it might have been 100.
We normally just ask for 100. It wouldn't be 120.
Okay, so it was $100 a day.
I mean, I'm good with Alex's proposal there, man. To me, I think if that's fair, we're throwing you guys a bone.
So and I also want to explain reasons, $500 a day, that's
And
still...
so again, if I could, and I apologize, I suggest that if again, you're bifurcating the fine, that you vacate.
Yeah.
Right, you have the
Oh,
motion
yeah.
first to vacate the order imposing the fine, and then you're going to have a second motion that will reimpose the fine as you're going to suggest. So it's be 2 motions.
If we do that, does that leave the door open for fine amnesty?
Yes.
Well, how can we close the door for fine amnesty?
So, as I discussed with council, if you're just reimposing a different daily fine and you necessarily have to vacate the prior order, then yes, they would be allowed to go through lien amnesty. If you just reduce the fine to a lump sum amount, then no, the property owner would not be eligible for lien amnesty because the fine has already been reduced by the fact finder, which is the code board.
I mean, I like Alex's proposal, but I don't want to leave the door open for fine amnesty. If you guys want to spend more money litigating this out, that's your prerogative. Whatever happens after today is not my problem. I just don't want you to stroll into a lien amnesty program and just say, hey, here's 20 cents on the dollar. See you guys.
So I have a comment. So I guess in this case, it seemed to be something bigger than what it turned out to be, and we raised the fine to the max amount. After further investigation, we realized it wasn't as serious. So maybe we jumped the gun a little bit. I would be okay to reducing the fines to $100 per day to whatever the amount is, and that way everyone kind of wins on that.
I would second that.
What would that total amount be?
$5,500.
5,500.
You're saying from the beginning, from all the
Whatever the time limit they were fined for.
I agree.
We reduce the fine to $100 per day.
Which is 1/10 of what it is now.
Right, so it's 1/10, so it drops down to 5,500. And the work has been completed. They're here, and I think that's fair.
So, just again, is the desire of the code board to go back and reduce the per diem fine, which again would require that motion to vacate and then
Yes, to
reimpose,
vacate the original fine.
which would allow them to go to lien amnesty, or are you just reducing the fine in total based on $100 a day to the $5,500? Those are two different things.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to vacate it and do it all over again. We might as well just give them the $1,000 administrative fee and just not waste their time. I mean, to me, that's what they're going to do. They basically just been whistling Dixie here.
Well, lien amnesty has changed recently, so they have to pay. They would have to pay an application fee. They are required to pay administrative costs, and I believe commercial properties don't hold me to this because I haven't looked at it, and I don't typically have a handle in lien amnesty. It's an administrative process. I believe it's 80% of the fine they have would be reduced.
Okay, so based on that, I think we just reduce the fine to 5,500. Yeah, that's my motion is to reduce the fine to 5,500.
And I second.
No, that's something else.
If I may briefly, before the board, takes a vote on that, because that's not what we requested today. Do you mind if I briefly confer with my client?
No, it's not your...
I mean, you can request all you want, but this is the decision that we're going with.
Okay, understood.
I'm saying nay. I think we should roll call that.
So,
Okay, so
could we do? So, okay, the motion that we have is to reduce the fine to 5,500, and I guess we're to be split, so a roll call.
Roll call. I'm sorry? Yes. He's talking to me?
Yes or no? Yeah or no?
I'd say yes.
Nay.
Yes.
Yes.
Nay. The chair.
I am going to say nay.
Did it pass or fail? Failed. Okay. I make a motion to reduce the fines by 50%, which I can't do math in my head today. Let's call it an even 27.5.
May I suggest a fine amount?
Yeah, we asked before. What would the fine
Well,
amount
a
be?
per diem fine amount. Now we're talking about a full-blown reduction, which is different from the relief that we were seeking today. With that in mind, would you allow me to briefly confer with my client to get authority?
Yeah, so we can do math too.
What is your proposed number?
I want to discuss with the client.
Okay.
Just for authority.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
I like your idea, but I don't think these guys are going to deal with it. That's why I'm throwing a little bit lower number out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so that's so.
He's just going to come back with a $20,000.
Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
if the board is ready.
Is the city ready?
Hold on,
Yes.
Alex was doing some numbers. What's your magic number first? I'm sorry.
We are prepared to offer 7,000 if the city would accept it.
Okay, now what's your number, Alex? And your reasoning?
So my number right now is 28.9, so it would be June 26th to July 22nd at $1,000 a day.
Yeah.
One moment, please. Just hold.
I never was for that $5,000 to begin with. That was what I said. Again, I'm 27.5, which would be half that. Half, that's 5,000. Like, we're gonna give you 50%.
Fireplace here.
But again, here,
It's chilly in here.
It is. I don't want to vacate. If you vacate, do it over again. They can do lean in and cheat. Might as well get $1,000. Right there, at the assessed value. I don't think it's
So I'm gonna put a motion out there and we'll call roll. So I'm gonna call June 26th to July 21st would be $1,000 a day, and then July 22nd to August 20th would be $100 a day. So based on calculator says that would be around $28,900. So I am going to put a motion to reduce the fines to $28,900, and then we'll call roll, and then we'll go to yours.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor, say aye.
They're not. They're doing a
Call the
roll.
roll.
No.
Yay.
No.
Yay.
When it's a tie?
Yep.
I haven't written in time.
Doesn't pass. Okay, so now.
Thank you very much.
At least I'm not the only one.
I know, it's both of us. The city's initial recommendation was a reduction to administrative costs. $7,000 is still a substantial fine for the work at issue, but we are here in good faith. It is complied, and we just want this case to be put to rest at this point.
All right. So board, the comment that I'm going to say for us is this fine a $500 a day fine? After all the not from the beginning, knowing all the information now, are we at that number?
So
Are the violations?
My biggest issue is the day that we started imposing the fine until July 22nd. Our only facts that we had before us was that this is an assisted living facility. There's unpermitted work going on. They wouldn't allow them access. They didn't show up. So there's a lot of factors saying, hey, we need to impose a very large fine to get them to the
And
table.
which we
Now
did.
once we got to them to the table and we found out, hey, like this dry, whatever, smaller violations, not life-threatening, whatever it was. But we didn't know that till.
And I would say if the original story was still the same, I would agree with that. Yeah. But now knowing all the facts of the situation, I think we can take all that into account. So that's why my recommendation for a lower amount. I understand what yours is, but you can't blame them for information that wasn't incorrect. Now knowing everything, and they've come to compliance, I think it's our due diligence to give a fair fine. So if somebody else wants to make a motion for another amount, or I could reinstate mine.
What's your number again?
7.
Would you do an even 10?
Make it work.
if I may, for one moment. If you guys don't mind calling a brief recess so we can step out to call the manager of the entity, we would appreciate it. Okay. gotten into your lunchtime.
Okay, we can now resume our code enforcement board hearing.
Okay.
That's some good news for us.
I have authority for 8,500 if the city will accept it. And again, this is a plumbing permit and an electrical permit. It's 55 days to compliance from the extended 30-day deadline that you guys gave us. So it is with the utmost good faith, and we're hoping that that's enough to resolve this violation.
Okay, I move that we reduce the fine to $8,500. And then, yeah.
Is that a guarantee you're going to pay that?
Yes.
Not going to turn around and
No.
litigate it,
No, there will
or
be,
go to
that
City
is-
Hall and say, Mr.
That
Mayor.
would be without a waiver of any rights, but no, sitting here today, that is not. We've worked really hard to come into compliance. We've worked with the city. Ms. Hassan has been wonderful. City staff has been wonderful. And the goal was compliance. We achieved it, and we're ready to move forward with this one.
You didn't say the board has been wonderful.
The board has also been
Didn't say that.
wonderful. Forgive
The
me. How
chairman
could
in
I
particular.
forget?
Did I get a second?
Your unsung hero.
I'll second.
Who's second?
I'll second.
Oh.
I will.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Oh, there was one nay.
One
Okay.
nay.
Did we tie?
No.
Just kidding.
Okay. Okay, so motion passes. Thank you. And I hope we don't see each other again.
I'm sure we will. Thank you. In other cases, not in this one. Thank you all very much for your time and your continued attention to this case. We really appreciate it. Have a good day and enjoy
Take
your
care.
lunch.
Thank you.
Okay, going back to page 1, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez. Oh, I'm sorry, this concludes all of our respondents. Going back to page 1, property address 1112 Northeast 17th Terrace, owner RM Holdings 1 LLC, case number BE 25020031. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. This is a new business case.
Wait.
Okay.
The numbers are almost the same.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read.
We can't see the pictures.
Huh? This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: bathroom and kitchen remodel, new mini splits, windows and doors, concrete on back patio, recess lights. The city will request 126 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Inspector, has the owner been in contact with you at all?
Yes, and they already have applied for all the permits.
So they're doing what they're supposed to do,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay.
Did they contact you why they weren't able to be here today?
I don't know. Don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, the reason why I asked, I would do a mandatory appearance, but again, if they're already doing what they're supposed to be doing, then I'd go either way. We still have to find that. I move that we find for the city and violations exist alleged before the property owners come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine in the amount of $50 per day per violation be opposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Page 1, again, property address 200 South Birch Road, case number BE 25070031. Owner Stephen A. Calder, estate. Notice posted at property on 8/28/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Inspector Martinez, on behalf of the city, presenting case as read. This building has been illegally altered and construction work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: plumbing work, cast iron pipe replacement. The city will request 126 days to comply or a fine of $50 a day thereafter, and they already applied for the permit.
So they've been in contact with you, correct?
Not with me,
Who have they been in contact with?
with the plumbing chief.
So basically, they're too afraid of you. They've already jumped right in. Somebody?
I move that we fine for the city and the violation exists alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by, was it January 27th, 2026? Or a fine of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Moving on to page 3, property address 1144 Northwest 4th Ave, owner Huizinga 1144 Land Trust, case number BE 2504-0162. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 9/9/25. I know he's coming.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation of the Florida Building Code 2023, 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to wood fence, patio door installation. This case was opened on 4/22/2025. The IR was sent on 4/29/2025, and the code board was scheduled on 6/20/2025. I arrived at this property on 4/24/2025. I met the owner of an adjacent property, Omar Rodriguez, the complainant. He invited me into his yard where he showed me where the neighbor to the rear of his property was installing a wood fence. The fence is built to the north of his property and a small piece bordering the complainant's property. As I was looking at the fence, I observed a new sliding glass door installed in a shed-like building in the rear of his property. I checked records and there were no permits for the door or wood fence. There are no permits submitted either. I have spoken to the owner of the property and we're trying to schedule an on-site inspection for the property. Due to health reasons, he's not here today. The city is requesting the Code Enforcement Board to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Inspector, how old's that fence? The fence looks, is that brand new or is it
It's a grainy photo, but it looked to me to be brand new.
Okay. And
Some of it was painted, some of it was old, and then there was another small piece there that was new as well.
But the owner has been in contact with you.
Yeah, he's got health issues with his family, and he couldn't make it here today. I spoke to him.
Understood. Thanks.
Okay, I move that we fine for the city and the violations exist as alleged, and we order the property owner to come into compliance by 1/27/26 with the amount of $100 per day per violation will be will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
That was a recommendation.
Yeah, 100.
Second. Don Carney.
I did,
Oh, you
but
did?
it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Just look, forget it.
Boys. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Bingo.
Next case, property address 1617 Southwest 17th Ave, owner 1617 Shady Banks Villa LLC, case number BE 2505-0064. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address is read. This property was cited for violation of the Florida Building Code 2023, 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to second floor alterations, including bathrooms, bedrooms, structural work, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. This case was opened on 5/12/2025. The inspection report was mailed on 4/25/2025. And Code Enforcement Board was scheduled on 6/23/2025. The master permit for the renovations on this property, BLD-RALT-210-414 at this residence, show the plans only for the first floor. alteration renovation. Upstairs, there are 2 new bathrooms, bedroom alterations, and the second floor consisting of 4 bedrooms. This work was not permitted. They've since submitted a permit, application BLD-GEN 2507-0207, along with all the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing permits. There are issues that need to be addressed. They are working on everything. So the city is requesting that the code board find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or $100 a day thereafter.
Any reason why they're not here today, Inspector?
No, I can't say that, no. I haven't spoken to the homeowner. I've spoken to the property management company. This is a rental property.
I'm gonna do a mandatory, yeah. It was 126 that you wanted?
Yep.
Yeah, so I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $100 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded, and also a mandatory appearance at the next board meeting.
A second.
I mean, at the January 27th board meeting.
Second for a very busy January.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That was a very weak aye. Very weak. Let's do that again. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. It passes.
Our next case is at the bottom of page 3. Property address 5100 DuPont Boulevard. Owner, the Warwick Condo Association, Inc. Case number BE 2410007. Notice delivered via personal service to property manager B. Europe. Case on 8/28/25. Notice posted at 1 Eastborough Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit. Partition wall rebuilt and door frame installed in the garage. The case was opened on October 2nd, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on March 18, 2025. Notice of hearing was mailed on June 17, 2025. The case is not complied, but there are permits in process. We talked with the property manager, Mr. Brad Uribe, and we are asking the board to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 51 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Inspector, why is Mr. Bob not here?
They came here and they leave.
Why was that?
I don't know. But
They were here today?
yes, this morning.
Is this like a huge structural issue?
No,
Okay.
not really. It's a simple partition wall.
I move that we find for the city and violations exists alleged, and we order the property owners to come to compliance by January 2027, 2026.
51. He said 51.
Oh, I'm sorry. By 11/13/2025, or a fine amount of $50 per day per violation, $100. Correct me once, correct me twice. Fine of $100 a day per violation would be imposed and recorded.
A second.
At the beach? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
Our next case is on page 5. At the top, property address 522 Southwest 9th Terrace, owner BT Coconut North Fork LLC. Case number BE 25040014. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25, posted at 1 Eastborough Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, for work without permit, dock work in progress. The case was opened on April 2nd, 2025. Inspection report was made on April 3rd, 2025. Notice of hearing was mailed on May 14, 2025. The case is not comply and there are no permit in process. We are asking the board to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $100 per day thereafter.
Has the property owners been in contact with you?
Yes.
Why aren't they here today?
It's a long process for the dog. They need to go to the county and several steps before to have the permit for that one.
But they're doing it, right?
They are in process.
All right, good.
Yeah, they are in process. But not yet in the city. It's in the county and the other offices.
Your recommendation was 126 days?
126 and $100 per day thereafter.
I move that we fine for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owner to come to compliance by 127/26, and the fine of $100 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Beach?
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Property address 828 Northeast 14th Street. Owner, Dialects Developers LLC. Case number BE 25040043. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 9925.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. This property has been cited on the Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1 for work without permit for total demolition. The case was opened in April 4, 2025. Inspection report was mailed on April 7, 2025. A notice of hearing was mailed on May 14, 2025. The case is not comply and there are building demolition in process.
So did they knock down the whole house and rebuild?
They demolished the complete house, yes.
And did that get permitted?
They demolished the previous house and they constructed a new one without the demolition permit.
How did that even get approved by the building department? That just sounds like that would have triggered something that, hey guys, you need a demolition permit.
Yes, it's no easy. They are working in that. They request some additional information for the permit. For that one, the permit is no issue yet, but I think we will have the permit issue before the 126 days.
I move that we fine for the city and the violations this as alleged, and we order the property owner to come into compliance by 1/27/26 with the amount of $100 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes.
Is there a reason the property owner wasn't here?
Thank you.
Was there a reason the property owner wasn't here?
No.
Was he in contact with you?
No.
He's not?
No.
So for that previous case,
No, we don't have any contact with them.
For that case, can I put a motion out there for a mandatory appearance at the January 27th meeting?
I'll second that.
So that's the
So can we amend the motion that was just passed to
include
mandatory appearance?
I mean, they automatically come back. The schedule, because the time you gave them, their schedule come back. But you're saying you want to stay mandatory? Is that what it is?
Yeah, mandatory appearance.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, guys.
Page 6, Inspector Severian Ionescu, property address 1600 Southeast 15th Street, 404, case number BE 25020201. Owner Stephen J. Wetstein. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 9925.
Severian Ionescu, building inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to kitchen and bathroom alteration, composite flooring, sound attenuation is required. This case was opened on February 20th. inspection report was mailed on February 28. Code board hearing was scheduled on May 14. Permits show awaiting client reply since September the 3rd. Owner called me. He states he won't be able to make it to this hearing today. The city is requesting the code board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Why is this, it started in February and it's just now getting to us?
Yes, sir.
Why?
We're about 3 months behind on scheduling cases for you guys and for the magistrate.
I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be posted and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those opposed? No. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes.
I just want to make one slight correction to what the inspector says, because it affects the admin team. We're not 3 months behind on scheduling cases, because we have a lot of cases in the pipeline, so they're scheduled accordingly when they add them to our spreadsheet to schedule cases. So we're technically not behind.
Come back.
Yeah.
No, we're in time. We're on time.
I just want to make that slight correction because, the admin team, we do our thing. Page 6, property address 3325 Northeast 14th Court. Owner Storms Fam Land Trust. Carol Storms trustee. Case number BE 25030082. Notice posted at the property on 8/22/25. Posted at 1 East Road Boulevard on 9/9/25.
Severino School Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to pavers installed in the front yard, adding to the existing driveway. There's a permit waiting client reply since 8/29/2025. This case was opened on March 10th. Inspection report was mailed on March 12th. Code board hearing was scheduled on May 14th. I had contact with the owner yesterday, and she says she won't be able to attend. The city is requesting the code board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Has the owners taken any steps to get this resolved?
Yes, she's diligently working on this permit. I don't know why the contractor left this since 8/29, awaiting client reply. But she actually emailed me even this morning that she's trying to.
So it says that the pavers were installed in the front yard, adding to the existing driveway.
Yeah, on the right side of the driveway, you see the
Keep watching
the
the
grass
picture.
area.
There you
That's
go.
old pavers now.
Oh, that's
Can you even get a permit on that?
Yes, yes, yeah. She's just
There you go.
She's got to go through stormwater and engineering and all this.
I move that we find for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be opposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
The bottom of page 6, property address 1601 Northwest 11th Street. Owner Tony Cadet Francois, Carlene Francois. Case number BE 25030158. Notice posted at the property on 8/20/25. Posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 9/9/25.
Severino School Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to multiple structures were constructed in the rear of the property without the required permits, structures that appear to add to the living space of the home. There's a permit which is for new addition, awaiting client reply since September 9th, so last week. This case was opened on March 17. Inspection report was mailed on March 20th. Code Board hearing was scheduled on May 17. The city is requesting the Code Board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. No contact with the owner.
No contact.
No.
I move that we find if the city in violations exists alleged. We will order the property owners to come to compliance by how much days? 126?
126.
By January 27th, 2026, or the fine amount of $50 per day per violation would be imposed and recorded, and a mandatory appearance at the January 27th, 2026 meeting.
Carlos Lang seconds that.
Oh, competition.
Carlos.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Moving on to page 7, property address 2505 East Las Olas Boulevard, case number BE 25030243, owner Robert Lane IV. Notice posted at the property on 8/28/25, posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard, 9/9/25.
Severian Onescu Building Inspector for the city presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation of the Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to the front balcony being removed, altered, and a sliding glass door removed. This case was opened on March 28th. Inspection report was mailed on April 1st. Code Board hearing was scheduled on June 20th. There is a demolition permit with the city in review September 4th. The city is requesting the Code Board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day. Owner lives in Chicago, so he won't be able to attend.
I have a question. So you said it's already been demolished, and the demolition permit is under review, did you say?
Yeah, this was discovered the way you see it there.
Like there?
Yeah, so he was saying that the last storm we had, that balcony structure fell, and he was trying to remove it off the property, but he also removed that sliding glass door and this one window. It's also replaced. So.
Contacted the.
Yes. He called me last week, and he asked me if it's possible because he lives in Chicago and he didn't want to come.
But is he making efforts to remedy this?
Yeah, he's got a demolition permit.
Okay.
So no windows permit yet.
I move that we find for the city the violation exists as alleged, and we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Moving on to page 8 at the top, property address 2415 Davie Boulevard, owner Hess Retail Stores LLC, case number BE 25040056. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25, posted at 1 East Borough Boulevard, 9/9/25.
Severian Onescu Building Inspector for the city presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited for violation of the FPC 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to construction perimeter barricade fence. This case was opened on April 7. Inspection report was mailed on June 30th. Code Board hearing was scheduled on June 20th. No permits are applied for as of now. There was no communication with the owner. The city is requesting the Code Board to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days and $50 per day thereafter.
Did you say $50?
$50, yeah.
And there's no communication. Yeah.
No communication.
I move that we find for the city the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by January 27, 2026, or a fine of $50 per day for a violation will be imposed and recorded, and a mandatory appearance.
Yes.
Hold on, would you guys be against 51 days since I
Oh,
mean,
you know what? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
it'd be 51 days.
It's a fence.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to cancel that. I move that we find for the city the violation exists as alleged, and that we order the property owners to come into compliance by November 13th, 2025, or a fine of $50 per day per violation will be imposed and recorded, and a mandatory appearance at the November 13th Code Board hearing.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're going to have a very busy January.
That's what Yvette just
That was
said.
November. Yeah,
Very busy January.
I would also like to say
You have to start the new year off with a bang, right?
when we ask for a mandatory appearance, that also takes longer too.
When we say mandatory.
When they're not here, we get it done a lot faster.
Oh. At the bottom of page 8, property address 518 Northwest 17th Ave. Owner Doris Louise Campbell, case number BE 25040174. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 9925.
Severian Ionescu, Building Inspector for the city, presenting the case and address as read. This property was cited in violation of the Florida Building Code 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to backyard shade structure. This case was opened on April 23rd. Inspection report was mailed on June 16. Code Board hearing was scheduled on June 23rd. There was also a structure in the front yard that has been removed, and the back appears to remain as it was. There was no communication ever with the homeowner. The city is requesting the Code Board to find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 126 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
Any communication?
No, and I think this case has got this property's got other cases that they've been fined already, so I don't think unless you guys request him to appear, I don't think it's gonna.
Yeah, okay.
So wait. So you said he's got other cases pending?
Yeah, it's got
From
other
you guys?
that they already been like the fee was imposed, liened.
Oh, liens.
Yeah, I don't know if it's on this property, on the adjacent property. It's the same owners.
Okay.
Should we increase the fine then? Yeah. I move that we fine for the city and the violation exists as alleged, and we order the property owners to come into compliance by November 13th, 2025, or a fine of $100 per day per violation will be imposed or recorded, and a mandatory appearance at the November 13th Code Board hearing.
Justin Beecham, second.
So it's 51 100.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, that completes our new business cases.
Oh, good Lord.
Moving on to page 10 at the bottom, Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 1432 Southwest 26th Ave. Owner Juan C. Jimenez, Isabel Moline, case number BE 25040072. This case was first heard on 8/26/25 to comply by 9/23/25. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not complied. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/25, posted at 1 East Road Boulevard, 9925.
Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case is not complied. I conducted a re-inspection at this property on 9/12/2025. I walked through the property with the owner, Juan. He stated he's going to have the rear structure removed, and I emailed him documents for him to get a fence permit and to get a permit for his enclosed carport. I'm trying to help him navigate the process. He is willing to comply. He just needs some time. I was hoping he was going to be here today. He's not. So
Massey?
I don't think he's gonna. He hasn't submitted any applications yet. I don't think 51 days is gonna help this guy out whatsoever.
Come back as Massey.
I was thinking more in the 126-day range.
Okay.
Because he needs. He's not got. I'm trying to help the guy.
Yeah.
But
Does he deserve help?
Of Of course he deserves help.
All right.
All right.
Otherwise, I would never state that he deserves help.
Well, I just want to, either they blow you off or they try to.
No, I don't think he's blowing me off. I think he's just some people just don't have the money to initiate things, and
Yeah.
what he has, he requires an engineer and this and that. He doesn't have money to pay for all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help the guy out the best I can.
All right. So I move for a 126-day.
Alex Schneider, second.
And no fine?
Maybe stay the fines to help him a little bit?
And,
Or are you guys
and-
opposed to that?
I oppose the fines.
Okay.
There's no fines currently occurring, right?
There'll be fines occurring after today. Yeah, today.
With state of fines.
Oh, yeah.
So let me say it again. I
I
move
thought we
to.
just moved for extension.
You have to comply, but the fines will start today, I believe.
So I.
Oh.
Okay. So I move for a 126-day extension.
And Alex Schneider, second.
Okay.
Favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Our next case is on page 11 at the bottom, Senior Inspector Jorge Martinez, property address 807 Southwest 25th Street, owner Brian McSwain, case number BE 24030004. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 7/30/24 to comply by 9/24/24. One section at $50 per day, order recorded, not comply. There are 5 extensions noted. Yes.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is complied. Yes.
It's a good time to roll.
Just bring all of yours.
For the record, I'm going on record as saying I'm recusing.
You got to recuse yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the vice will take over this point for this case. No.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. I've been in contact with the owner. He has been having issues with the permit, and he's out of the. I think he's out of the country. He sent me an email this morning, and the city at this moment won't oppose to a 51-day extension.
I'll move to a 51-day extension.
Alex Schneider, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Handing the gavel back to Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Vice.
Property address 940 Southwest 28th Street. Owner Carlson L. Bargman. Case number BE 240500117. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. One section is at $50 per day. Order recorded, not comply. There's 1 extension noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. Case is not in compliance. All permits have been applied for. I've been in contact with the owner. I'm not sure why he's not here. So,
Has he been in contact with you previous to this? Has he worked on anything? This is going back since March.
yes.
Has anything been resolved?
So The permits were issued 9/18, 9/17, and 9/18. So
last week.
very recently, they have been in.
So he's making progress.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. How long does the city recommend extension?
51 days.
That's it, 51 days?
Well, let's just make, he's not here, let's see, make sure the progress is, is continuing.
I move that we grant the respondent 51-day extension on compliance.
Alex Schneider will second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Removal of trees, it says on here?
Yes.
Yep.
You need a permit.
I thought you only needed a permit for certain kinds of trees.
Yes.
Okay, so
Moving on to page 13. Property address 2601 Southwest 13th Ave. Case number BE 2407-0087. Owner ALF Heroes LLC. Notice posted at the property on 9/4/2025. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. 2 sections at $50 per day. Order recorded, not complied. There's 1 extension noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. Case is not in compliance. Permits have been applied for. I've been speaking with him, but today's a Jewish holiday and he asked to not be here. So the city won't oppose to a 51-day extension.
Alex Schneider will move for a 51-day extension.
Carlos Lang, I'll second that.
efficient here. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Page 15 at the top, property address 208 Southwest 21st Way. Owner Taylor Gonzalez, case number BE 2408-0077. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25, posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 9/24/24 to comply by 1/28/25. 2 sections at $50 per day. Order recorded, not comply. There are 3 extensions noted.
Massey.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. He has all permits issued except 1. And he also has been in contact with me. He also requested, being a Jewish holiday, if we can give them a 51-day extension.
Which missing permit is still outstanding?
The concrete on back patio.
Move for a Alex Schneider, move for a 51-day extension.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
At the bottom of page 15, property address 1009 Southwest 19th Street. Owner Matthew Miller Connor, case number BE 2408-0289. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 3/25/25 to comply by 7/22/25. 1 section at $50 per day. Order recorded, not comply. There is 1 extension noted.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is complied. Yes.
Moving on to page 19 at the bottom. Property address 6301 Northeast 20th Terrace. Owner Salvatore Coppola. Case number BE 240301113. Notice posted at the property on 8/29/25. Notice posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard on 9/9/25. This case was first heard on 7/22/25 to comply by 8/26/25. 1 section at $50 per day. Order recorded, not complied. The city is requesting to impose the fines in the amount of $1,350, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Martinez updating case on behalf of the city. Case number and address as read. This case is not in compliance. I have been in contact only once with him on 9/2. There's no permit application, so the city is requesting for fines to be imposed.
Alex Schneider, motion to impose the $1,350, which continue to accrue.
Justin Beecham, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Spoke
Thank
on
you
last
very
week.
much.
Last month.
Have all, we would like to have all the cases listed on the last page with no number into the record as closed or withdrawn.
Motion to have all the cases on the last page in the record as closed or withdrawn.
Carlos Lang will second that.
Thank you. At this time, the city is, we're getting our calendar ready for next year,
Get ready,
2026.
kids. Watch, wait for this.
So because we don't know where we're going to be exactly, but we may be still here. So next year, November, we won't have a code enforcement board hearing.
Next year, November?
Yes, November 2026. However, December, we're trying to have one, but it will be scheduled as early as December 2nd, which is the week after Thanksgiving. So we wanted to know, I mean, you guys can't possibly say you're going to be available next year, but maybe you can have it on your calendar saying that, okay, we're good for December 2nd, for now.
Where's the alternative meeting place going to be at?
Well,
We're going to be at the police station in the community room.
Oh, nice.
Once it's completed.
Is it almost completed?
Well,
Okay.
I'm one of the construction managers on that project, even though I'm a lawyer, so it's moving. Hopefully by the spring, it'll be finished.
Yeah. So we may not be here, but just in case we are, we will have to schedule it for December 2nd will be the only date available in December for us. And we won't have one in November, so keep in mind we'll go from October, whatever that date is, October 27th through to November 2nd, to December 2nd as our, okay? Cool. Okay, thank you. Now, is there any business for the city?
Thank you for lunch.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you, Terry, for the peach and blueberry dessert.
The minute, should we approve the minutes?
Yes, I'm coming with it.
Yeah.
We have our minutes from the August 26, 2025 hearing.
Motion to approve the minutes from the August 2025 meeting.
Carlos Lang will second that.
Down again.
Thank you. Okay, this concludes our September 23rd, 2025 Code Enforcement Board hearing. Thank you, everyone.